I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music and I stay here for the night. I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. No blind, out of sight and out of mind. No standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody around the world. How are you doing today? Welcome to another game week preview with myself and Stevo. I'm Jason, if you don't know, and that's Stevo, the ugly one. How you doing, mate? You right?
Yeah, you just made me snot. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Thanks very much for that.
Will we have a stream? Will we have a stream where you're not going to pixelate to death?
Yeah. Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to this stream to talk about last. When was it? Monday, wasn't it? Monday,
yeah.
Sunday, and Saturday. Yeah. Christ.
Yeah. Can I just start by saying I think I'm getting old. I've got a problem with my knee. Like, it's really hurting. I'm gonna have to go to the doctors at some point this week. So the days like my dream of playing football again, like, I don't know if you have it, but like, I have a dream that, like, I don't know, I have a kick around with some people and then I end up playing a few matches with them or something. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that now because I've got this sore knee. It's not good, is it? I hope it's not arthritis. I really, really hope it's not arthritis.
It'd be just something it normally stems from the hips, and you do a lot of sitting down, don't you?
It's behind the kneecap, mate. It's like it's like a throbbing ache. It's like a throbbing ache. Yeah, someone in the chat might be able to let me know. Someone in the chat might suffer from it. But like, walk upstairs, and like it's like creaking, mate. It's creaking. It's like not good. Not good. Early arthritis, says Ali Mac. I hope not. I'm gonna go to the doctors this week and find out. Like, maybe I'm hoping it's like take cod liver oil tablets, or get yourself some supplements down your throat and kind of get your joints back up to par. Maybe. My wife had a B12 deficiency, so it could be something like that, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Could be something.
In fact, this is the welcome to the vitamin. Where are they? I must have run out of them. I got them all.
Cheers, Alex. Cheers, Mr. Dawson. You're done, mate. Am I fully retired? Am I permanently retired from football now?
And you were the goalkeeper.
I was
a very good one by all accounts.
I was all right, actually. I was a good goalkeeper. Yeah, genuinely a good goalkeeper. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been told by Dan.
But, alas, a career of sitting at a desk is probably not great for your knees either, is it? Ironically, because I think I've worked out that when I sit in this desk, right, my chair is quite low down, and my knees go like they hyperextend. So when I'm not sat like a 90-degree angle. My legs aren't 90. By the way, if you're just joining in, this is an FPL show, but I'm just going to moan for the first 5 minutes. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, you guys are like, I've not seen much of Jason recently the last few months, and now he comes back. All he wants to do is talk about his private life. No, just like my instead of sitting like that on my legs like that, I'm literally sat with my legs slightly raised, and I think that probably is
from your hips because you're shortening the lengthening.
Yeah, but my knees obviously not like that when I'm sat. My knees obviously like that when I'm sat. It's a height. It's more of an angle. So I'm wondering. I'm putting 2 + 2 together, and maybe I'm making 5. I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe that's maybe that's what's causing it. I don't know.
It's just down to stretching. That's all I do. Stretch.
Maybe,
stretch.
Hopefully it's something that's explainable. It's not like a hereditary or a degenerative or genetically. It's not my bones dissolving or something. That would suck. Anyway, hello everybody. Oh God, Karma Baby says it's early onset arthritis, pipe and slippers time. Oh, for God's sake, no. I'm not ready for that. But in other news, some drama. It's always drama in my life. I told Steve about it, but yeah. Do you think I should just do a members video and just pipe it all out?
Yes. This is what they're for.
It's really hard to talk about, like what's going on at the moment. Very stressful. All I can say is, I work for an American company. Well, I contract on behalf of an American company, and there is currently a legal battle going on in the board level with the CEO, and the term hostile takeover is being coined at the moment. So everything's gone to shite, and at the moment I don't know if I have a job with them or any work with them anymore. So yeah, it's kind of a crazy time to be working in Web3. But anyway, enough of me. Did you have a good week, Steve-O?
Just listen to the Total Steve-O podcast. You'll find.
Yes, you sent me the link. Hey, Mr. Fozzie, how you doing, man?
Yeah, Fozzie. I saw you on Twitter, and I was like, haven't seen you for about 2 months. Must be a shit few months on fantasy football, AJ.
well, that's it. There's always two things. Right? There's two reasons we don't see people. Either they can't stand us, like they've had enough of us. Maybe they've heard Steve-O say the C word too many times, or maybe they've heard me talk about non-FPL things too many times. And woe betide, I put up a video of me singing. Flipping out, if I do that, it's like the end of the world. And they either just disappear because they just can't stand us anymore, or they they do crap at FPL and they just go into the woodwork. You know who you are.
I actually, in all seriousness, I just replied to FPL Irons on Twitter, and he said about he wanting to create content again, blah, 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 anyway. And he put up a poll about what do you want? Is it being knowledgeable about what you're talking about? So I just put, it's about passion. Just be passionate about what you're talking about. That's all you got to be, just passionate. That's all I watch is people that are passionate, enthusiastic about the content that create, not fake.
You should be on the right. You should be on the left-hand side, shouldn't you, Steve? Really? Hang on, 1 second. I'm just going to rejig this.
However you go about this, mate. For anybody that's wondering, I'm in the front room today because basically the internet is.
That's better.
We believe that some engineers a week ago they pulled a wire or something like that because we know for a fact that they caused a power shutout across the whole area. And there was also, actually, I didn't say this, Jace, there was also a whole area of where I live completely wiped out of electricity for about 20 seconds.
And you're moaning about your 1 megabyte of internet. There's poor people that are not even able to boil the kettle.
That reminds me of when Carl Pilkington is slagging off, well, not slagging off, but saying how a homeless person called him a dick. And he's talking about how he bought a Chinese, and Ricky's like, God, it must have been. Did you explain this to the homeless person about getting a Chinese delivered to your place, and you had to give a £1 tip? But yeah, there was genuinely a power outage of the whole of where I live for roughly about 2 minutes. Everywhere just shut down. So I literally was about to pay for my stuff in Lidl, and literally I was about to tap it, poof, everything went off, and the whole area was out for about 2 minutes. And we believe it was something to do with these engineers as well, because there's a lot of work going on regarding wiring and resurfacing in my area. So I think that's what has, because it's no coincidence this has happened.
Well, I'll tell you now, there's so as built up areas get more built up, especially in London. I mean, any Tom, Dick, and Harry that are digging up the road, just we had it. Well, a couple of years ago, up at our area, there was someone digging up the road for. I think it was just some maintenance. I don't even know what it was for. I think it was a water company who were digging the road up, and they ended up going through the electric cable or something. It's happens all the time. There's so many cables, and there's only going to get more and more and more and more cables. Yeah. But you know what? Oh no, there was one. Because I live on a. When we moved into this house, it was a new estate, and the building site, which was over that way, they were building more houses, and they literally had an 18-year-old kid or so on a digger, and he literally just went straight through the power cables for the whole estate, and the whole estate went poof, went, and that was I bet he bought donuts the next day, but yeah. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. I want to say hello to you guys as you filter in. We've got Mr. Fozzie, is what we said earlier on. We've got Dreads in the chat. Gary's there too. We've got Just a Dad posting stuff. Hello. I've not seen you for a little while. Colin Boogler's back. FPL Matty Win a lot is here. Hi Jay Stevo. I got Jota in my team, and I was thinking of taking him out for Wilson to go along with Haaland and Isaac. Do you think it's worth it for free? I mean, Jota for me, I wouldn't bother with. It's a waste of space. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of Liverpool. In fact, you should ask the Liverpool fan sitting to my left. Because Steve-O, Jota, would you, if you got him in your team, would you take him out for Wilson to go along with Haaland and Isaac?
Just quickly on Fozzie, that's not a niche. I instantly got the joke, and I would do it immediately. Yes, absolutely. Yes, do it. Do it. I am genuinely considering the same moves.
Just doubling up an attack. It's having Trippier as well.
I'm literally having to.
Oh no, you got Murphy as well, haven't you? You got Murphy.
No, that was free hit.
Oh, it was free hit, wasn't it? Yeah.
I've literally got 2 options. I want to do the safe option or the Steve-O gut feeling option. But the problem with the Steve-O gut feeling option is that I've got a problem with my bench. and I'm thinking, hold on a minute here. Do I really want to be?
Are you going to be revealing what you're going to do this week, or are you just going, no, this is way too close to the end of the season that I'm not as far ahead as I want to be? And
you've got rivals like Natasha here.
yeah, shout out to Natasha, to Matthew, Clickers is in the chat, Ghazali's there too. Alex Follows there, Shell Shock, Trophies. Not seen you before, Shell Shock. Welcome. If you're new here, you know what you need to do. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Don't be naughty now.
I talk about that in the podcast.
And also if you haven't already hit that like button. It helps us. At least it gets us a few more views. I mean, it
helps.
It does help, because let's be honest, YouTube don't help us. It's just you guys that help us.
Oh yeah. Talking of which, so I uploaded on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
The mastermind final of the Guy specialist subject, which was extras. I uploaded it. YouTube monetized it.
Oh yeah. I
didn't realise they could do that.
No. So if I uploaded a song by, I don't know,
Ghost.
Kate, yeah, Ghost. Uploaded the song. The YouTube algorithm scans every upload and every stream. So right now we're being monitored by the AI algorithm of YouTube, and if we start saying things and doing things in the stream, even recognizes the imagery as well. So if you're playing like sports, if you've got like a FIFA game on or something like that, it will actually it'll flag a YouTube like moderator to review it and everything. Like if you started broadcasting live sport, they'll get notified. And the same thing goes with like swearing. Like, I mean, we're very lucky. But if you start swearing and you've monetized your channel, you'll start seeing that advertisers will not be.
That's right. Yeah. Wanting
to advertise, and same sort of thing when it comes to like copyrighted stuff, copyrighted music. Ghost, for example, like the music I'm playing at the moment, I've got a license to play, so I don't get it flagged. But if we started playing Ghost or other, say, Katy Perry or Aerosmith or something like that, then automatically the video would be monetized for that particular artist. It's normally like the music label that gets the royalties for that. But yeah, just realised I've reached the quarterfinal of the Elite Cup. The Elite League Cup, says Natasha. My brightest moment in the FPL this season. Natasha's doing well.
Colmes just said, share the link to your podcast. I will be completely honest with you. It is not it's not family friendly. It is full on explicit material. I'm warning you. Think I'm bad on here on the Total Stevo podcast.
He does
very explicit.
Yeah.
So be warned.
Not hello, Ramanathan. But hey, let's
explicit. It's someone. I'm not gonna reveal who it is. Right?
Parental advisory. Explicit lyrics.
Well, I would say X-rated, but someone of the elite FPL community private messaged me and they said, "Could you discuss this subject matter?" I'm not going to talk about it. It's nothing that bad, but I will be going into explicit detail about it because I can laugh about it. We can all laugh about it, but I could not talk. Do
you think that we need to put 18+ on our stream titles?
Possibly, but it already is, isn't it? It's not for kids. We've already put that.
Yeah, it's not for kids. Not for kids.
Yeah.
It's like the Yorkie bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we can't say that anymore. What are we talking about?
We were supposed to be talking about Isaac and Wilson and the Newcastle triple up, double up, FPL gods telling me to do one thing, my head saying another, going through the history. Oh, it's there, isn't it? The history.
Because of course we've got a double game week for Brighton and Newcastle. In a yes or no answer, are you excited for this game week, or is it going to be a game week where everyone's got pretty much the same players?
I'm at that stage, mate, where I'm looking to try and win the moderator league, which would be incredible. Winning the moderator league would be insane, which isn't that far off my grasp. So I don't know if you watched the members video I did, but I've already predicted what the top. Well, basically, I've predicted what Gary, Blonde, and Dread are probably going to do, and I also predicted what you're possibly going to do as
Doesn't
well.
matter what I do too. I'm too far behind now.
It's exciting for me. It always happens every year. The last 5-6 game weeks, I'm like, well, why couldn't I be like this in the first half of the season? I don't get it. But to win this and maybe get as close to Alex in the Torbay Elite would be, even trying to overtake him, is just an extraordinary turnaround of events. So me keeping my cards to my chest, but the irony is, of course, is that I could easily reveal it, and then it's like, well, then if he's doing that, then we're going to have to go slightly differential to potentially catch.
Well, FPL Fozzie's got a good question in the chat. Scale of 1 to 10. How much have you enjoyed FPL this season? I've got my number in my head, and I'll...
4.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this season, I'll tell you what,
I don't know if I can put my finger on a single thing that's made me not enjoy it.
Didn't you say on your solo stream that when you came back about the Haaland stuff?
Yeah, I mean,
it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I think do you know what? I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Like,
before you continue, sorry to interject, but before you continue, I'm very, very lucky, along with many, that Salah captaincy didn't do what I expected it to do. I was let off. We were let off lucky with that Salah captaincy that you did after Haaland blanked. Well,
anyway, I think for me, a lot of reasons, but like for me, the lack of Liverpool turning up for the majority of the season, Chelsea being remember the beginning of the season, people were like, "Oh, Chelsea, we've got all these players, and getting excited about it," and it's like, well, no, it ended up being nothing, and like. I know you could argue we've had Brentford, we've had Brighton, of course, sort of like slot in and have great bargains. But for me, like, it's been like Haaland's a captain most weeks for most people. And we've not had like a prolific striker, really, that's gone and hauled big, have we? Like, Kane's been like ticking along, getting a goal a game, whatever. But like, there's no real alternative to Haaland. Like, there's no argument that you can make, is there? There's no argument that you can make for not having Haaland in your team. Like, you can't, like, literally. But it'd be really cool if we had Nunez come to Liverpool and start putting away all those chances, and he ended up being like the player like that people were thinking, and scoring 30 plus goals a season. Then all of a sudden you've got a potential different team layout. Most people will probably go with Nunez and Haaland, of course, but like 2 or 3 alternatives to Haaland would have made the game really more exciting for a lot of people, including myself this year. I mean, people are gonna have their own opinion and probably think, "Oh, I don't agree with that." That's fine. The midfielders, again, premiums have not really shone, have they? They haven't. Premium midfielders, premium defenders, like, it's been a bit meh, to be honest. I don't know. I just don't think I've enjoyed it as much as other seasons where we've had like superstar players in the Premier League. Essentially, I don't think we've got a pool. I think that may be it. We don't have enough Galactico superstar players in the Premier League. I mean, we've got a lot of good players, don't get me wrong. We've got a really good amount of good players. But like, we don't have like legend, like, we don't have like the Van Persies, I mean, okay, how far back do you want to go? I mean, we'll go back to like, Salah, if you 5 or 6 seasons ago. Ultimately, it's just gone a bit. I mean, even United, at one point, United was potentially an option with Rashford, wasn't it? And then they started falling off, and Yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah. Been kind of boring.
Here, Dredd says that he's put his what he's planning on doing on Twitter. Well, I'd already seen that, and I'm thinking, well, that doesn't really affect me whatsoever. Basically, he's playing Estepinian over Trent Alexander-Arnold. Shock horror. And Natasha, a rival of ours, is saying Isaac and Wilson up front for her with the armband on Wilson.
Well, I mean, fortune favours the brave.
So much content out there means everyone's doing the same thing. Fozzie's saying, I don't know. I'd love to find out. Oh yeah, I suppose that individual made a website that you can actually see who's copied who.
No, but listen. Like when it comes to content creators, then there is. I think a question to the chat and to you, Steve-O, is: do you think that we have too many FPL content creators out there?
This is what I addressed it in a members video the other day because Harbour Boy asked the question. Go on.
No. Or do you think there's space for more? Because I can tell you now, there's going to be more. There's going to be more.
That's what I talked about. The problem with niche or anything in life is that you could do a podcast about this cable here.
My knee.
Your knee.
Yeah.
And how many podcasts / YouTube channels will there be about knee pain? Well, you could probably type it in now.
Yeah, probably.
And find that there's about at least 30 channels dedicated to knee pain alone. That's just a simple example. And like I say, I addressed it in the members video the other day about is fantasy football more, why is FPL so popular? And I'm like, well, I don't really think it's that popular, but content is getting more and more popular.
We've had that lots of people are saying about people copying content creators.
Yes.
We're seeing, and I suspect, I'm not going to point any fingers, but the rumor mills are like that we're seeing content creators copying content creators.
Really?
So ultimately, if some content creators are so fixated about doing well, that's that number one priority is that their team's got to perform well. Otherwise, they seek validation. They seek validation from the people that are watching. And if they're not doing well, I mean, if our channel was based on me and you doing well, we'd be screwed. And I'm hoping that we're going to get the call-ins back because our channel is back. Yeah. But certainly pre-season, I'm hoping we're going to get some regular callers coming in again, and I want to get the conversation going, and it's not just be an echo chamber, and not just be well, this is what I saw Andy do, and this is what I've seen, Harry do. This is what I've seen, whatever. Want to get some sort of good debates going, and ultimately, I'm hoping next season's a bit more diverse when it comes to team selection as well. I don't know. Reading some of the comments.
Actually, just going on that, I think that unfortunately we live in this world where we can easily search for someone doing well in fantasy football, and then they can almost reinforce your opinion, or if they're doing if they're doing well, and you've got a thought process which is I want to bring in this player, which is a bit. In fact, Denver is saying there, I'm thinking of bringing in Willian this week. So he types in Willian on FPL and he discovers whoever saying that he's an option. Well, Denver's going to go, well, he's 1,000th in the world. I'm 1,000,000th in the world. Let's bring in Willian. It's been reinforced. Whereas if that information wasn't available, Denver would be like, well, let's just listen to Steve-O's predictions and history. And then I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with some basic data and stats rather than a guy that's 1,000th in the world, probably knows what he's talking about, and William's an option. Yeah,
Natasha.
The information's there.
Natasha says, "How does one define too much? People will decide for themselves which they like and what they don't, and what they follow, what they watch and what they follow. It doesn't matter how many there are. Just stay true to your content. Yeah. What's fun if you follow the sheep? I like the sheer joy of finding a gem that hauled in a game week. Yeah. That's it. I love to watch people who just enjoy. This is Colin Burglar saying, I love to watch people just enjoy what they do and that our mates having a chat in the pub. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like we've got a bit of a rivalry going on, and actually, we're probably the closest we've been at this point in the season for a little while now. It's been quite a close end to the season, isn't it? Between us, because normally it's like a few hundred points by now. So it's good to see you. It's good to see you being. It's good to see you doing all right, Steve.
Well, if I win this year,
there, Steve. There.
This is 2 years in a row that I'd have beaten you if I'd come out on top. And like I say, if I win that moderator league, that's a big achievement. Because there's some people in there that know their stuff. And for Dred's one of them, he knows his stuff, but it's just certain decisions he makes where it's like, why have you done that for? Why did you do that? What was the thought process behind that decision? It made no direct sense. But
take care, Fozzie.
Yeah, cheers, Fozzie. I've done a season-long experiment of watching no content outside FPL, outside of the FPL. It's safe to say I won't. I love this from Bilal, and it's safe to say I won't be watching any content next season either.
Oh, really?
If you want to expand on that in a DM, Bilal, and I'll happily talk about it on a members video. Please do. Just put it in the members chat, or if you want to expand on it now, please do. But it does interest me, the whole not watching content. And Bilal's doing very well. I think he's like 16th in the members league, something like that. He's doing exceptionally well. We just have to beat the content creators. Shame there's so many stats and websites showing you what the best team and players are each week. From Harry Dawson, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Where does playing the game stop and letting a computer or a platform pick your team? Where does I guess what I'm saying is, where does you playing the game stop and
here's a question.
You just managing your team. You're basically just picking a team that's been chosen.
Well, this
for
is
you.
what I was going to say. You're very good at this stuff, or you know a lot about this stuff. This AI thing that's on Microsoft I've used.
OpenAI.
Insane.
Yeah.
What if that turned out to be something that could pick your FPL team, and it was proven that you were getting the highest score every single week?
I mean,
it would just.
I think that's where we're going. Honestly, I do. I think that's where we're going to go. I think a lot of, again, I tell you. So recently, I've been writing songs for the band I'm in, and writing music in here. And what I do is I write lyrics out. I like the verses, the choruses, the bridge, and what I'll do is I'll go into ChatGPT and I will paste my song into ChatGPT, and it will literally explain every part of the song. Like, this is a really good verse describing a relationship between two people and how they long for the way things used to be, blah blah, and then it'll go all the way down, analyzing every single lyric and every single part of the song, and it will even suggest alternatives. So it'll be like, you could type in what would be another word for, belong or something, or what could I use instead, and then they'll give you a list of options to choose from, and it's just as an aid to kind of create a creative aid. I think AI is going to be ridiculously powerful. Like at the moment in graphic design, like it's not got to the point where it's going to threaten my job at the moment, but I dare say in the next few years, people won't be hiring graphic designers or even video editors as much, because you've got even AI creating animations now and little short videos. Like you can literally type into certain AI models, generate a video of a dragon coming out of a cave or something, and it will generate like a few seconds of video. It may only be a few seconds now, but in the future, you could write a feature movie. Like you could, potentially. AI is going to change a lot of things in our lives. It's going to make a lot of people redundant, unfortunately. It's going to also impact on people's mental health, because I genuinely think, and you've heard it here first, I've not heard as many people talking about this as I think they should do, but I think it's going to further fracture our society. And what I mean by that is that you're going to have the blurry lines between reality and simulation, and you'll have like men and women or all genders, whatever your flavor, getting in relationships with AI. I'm being genuine. Like there'll be the model girlfriend, boyfriend will be an AI model, and it'll be so realistic, and there'll be AI that will be on the end of a Tinder or the end of a Snapchat or on the end of a...
Well, that already exists.
And you will not know. You'll have absolutely no idea that it's AI. Eventually, it'll just take over and it's just going to ruin... We should be getting out again, going down the pub and chatting face-to-face with our fellow human beings. I was down the pub yesterday chatting to... Because one of the benefits of being in the band is that I get to go out and have a chat with... Like, going out for drinks with them. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that thing, right? And it was really nice just to get away, put my phone down in my pocket, not touch it, just have a good chat. 2.5 hours just in the pub, just chatting away, and just yeah. I think it's too expensive for a lot of people, and it's it's not getting any cheaper. But I think that part of society, I really would like to see kind of come back again, because the pubs aren't full of people anymore. Like pubs used to be full of the community, of the whole street, of the whole area coming together and chatting. And that's how you used to get to know your neighbours. That's how you get to know like what's going on in your road or in your area. And yeah, now it's all on Facebook or it's all on Twitter. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we're going really in that one direction. Anyway, I love going on a tangent.
Well, talking of going back to it, Bilal saying, I'm actually not doing too well this FPL season. You are, but I'd say it's a bit of a not taking the game so seriously anymore, which has been aided by not watching any content. Even though my FPL season hasn't gone as well, it has. I've actually enjoyed it more, despite having more failed differentials and picks. Putting FPL to the side has allowed me to go back to the initial reason I started playing FPL, as an addition to my enjoyment of the Premier League. And that's a good line there, having failed differentials and picks. And it goes back to what Fozzie said, which is the template has done so well this year. Too well, in fact.
Natasha's saying AI can't predict a Dwight McNeil brace. No one can. That's why FPL will continue.
Well, this is, yeah, that is...
Or a Murphy. What did Murphy get? Is it 2 goals? Or
2 goals, yeah.
Yeah.
Bilal saying, I don't particularly have any problem with those who play it for a certain rank goal, but I've realised that it really isn't as important as content creators deem it, and mini leagues take first priority. But this is the thing, it's how much, I'll give you, in fact, fuck it, I'll give you a prime example.
Oh, here we go, swearing already.
I've forgotten his name. I haven't watched him for months and months. He's a very, very, very intelligent fitness scientist. And he takes the piss out of fitness influencers and everything. And I just turned it on. And after 6 seconds, I'm like, I'm getting really angry watching this, because he's highlighting complete fucking morons in the fitness industry that literally get millions upon millions of views for their stupidity. And the point being is that people just get consumed by watching this nonsense over. They all just think that's what's happening in real life. In real life, in a gym, that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. It doesn't happen. You don't see these idiots doing what they're doing. You just see normal, everyday people doing whatever they need to do. Yes, you see the odd person that's taking pictures of themselves or whatever, or are clearly a Instagram influencer, all that nonsense. But they're just training normally. But if you're consuming so much of that particular content, fitness content, you just assume everybody looks like that. Everybody's doing it. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And it's just, you realize once you get away from it, that's not actually happening. And it's why people like myself just delete everything, like TikTok, just deleted it all. Like Facebook many years ago, just deleted it all. And the only thing I've got social media wise is Twitter, and I don't even use Instagram. I've got it only to keep in contact with a couple of close friends. That's it. I don't even upload anything anymore. And I'd happily delete it if it wasn't for the fact that I'm in contact with a few people. So
I just want to say, I do want to see. Sorry, Karma Baby. I completely just glanced over this. 30 months membership. it was the comment about the arthritis. That's why. But yeah, thank you for the 30 months.
Yes,
Karma
thank you.
Baby.
Yeah,
It's much
yeah.
appreciated.
Which, when you think about it, because who the hell was it? It was, well, I was watching the Andy stream, and he said about how someone had, no, it was I get them both confused. Mark Goldbridge, and someone had been a member for like, I think it was like 40 odd months or something like that. And he was like, that's like nearly 4 years.
It's crazy.
It is. It's incredible that people like Karma Baby have been a member for 3 years. 3 years just paying $1.99. And like I say, I think personally it's some of our best content, the members stuff, personally. But whatever.
Well, I think we we go back, when the season finishes, we go back to the format of as many as possible dual streams, both me and Steve-O. Member videos and phone-ins as well, phone-in content, and try to get a schedule going as best as possible, even though life is hard. Because I think the fact that people don't know what necessarily until like the day that we go live, they don't really know when we're going to go live next. So
well, it's taken me, me and you, it took a few days to arrange today. That's just a few days.
I know.
It's taken me for a wrestling interview, bloody hell, a wrestling review I'm doing. It's taken me 3 weeks to arrange to do the thing on Saturday morning. 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But with a podcast, the difference is that I can do it. It's literally 8 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
This isn't. This is live as we're doing it right now at 7:20 on an evening of the 11th of May.
1 sec, I've got to turn the fan on, otherwise I'm going to literally melt in here. It gets so hot.
Yeah. Andre saying some of us
It's going to hobble over, Steve-O.
Some of us have been here for years and formed a type group on Discord. Yeah, the Podner here being one of them. There's many people like Gabriel DeRop here. Yeah, lots of Discord and YouTube members that are here following you guys for 4 years now.
Oh man,
yeah.
Get back.
How long has the Discord been going, Jace? Can you hear me? How long has the Discord been going? 3 years?
The Discord was set up. Was it set up in the first year of FPL? I can't remember. I can tell you.
There's no way it's set up in our first year. It's got to be 2019, I'm guessing.
I think I'll find out. I've been a member of Discord since. Hang on.
Denver's saying 3 years or so.
Yeah, 3 years. Server. It doesn't tell you, does it?
Kicker saying my co-worker had Dwight McNeil, but he had him as first sub. It's fantastic. That is fantastic. Karma Baby, I'm currently in an open relationship with a grilled sandwich maker.
It reminds me of, is that something off of Red Dwarf? I can't remember that. Is that a joke off of Red Dwarf? I'm not sure. Something like toast.
In all seriousness, going back to FPL, this specific game week, have you thought about what you're doing with your team? Because I've already got an idea what you may do.
Oh, you've got an idea of what I may do. Okay.
In fact, yeah, it's written down, which you won't be able to see.
Well, my team's on the screen right now.
Which I can't see, of course.
Which would you like me to share it with you on the thing? Hang on.
I've got it written down here.
Yeah, I'll share it with you now. There you go.
Okay.
Hang on.
Okay. Right.
You see that?
Yes, I can. Yes.
So that's my team for this week.
Okay. Are you doing any changes?
Well, I've got 2 Brighton to Newcastle, right? And there's double game week on the cards. So,
Where they're
I'm
playing
not.
each other.
I'm not. Yeah, I know, but I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think I am.
I'll ask you the question: do you think this double game week is worth having 6, like I will?
I like the idea of having Wilson, and Isaac. I do like the idea, but then I think that, are we all falling into that sort of like? We'll get onto the predictions in a minute, but do you think that that Brighton Newcastle game's going to be high scoring?
Let's just put it this way. I know I'm going to contradict myself. I've got both games where they concede. However, genuinely, if both games ended 0-0, I would not be surprised. And going without a Newcastle defender scares the hell out of me, despite the fact they haven't kept a, like I said in the members video, they haven't kept a clean sheet for, 8, 9, 10 games. Because I've got it written down here, what you've just said. Jason, a possible -4 to be bringing in Wilson. But it's a -4.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm doing, a -4.
Wow.
Whereas all the other guys, I think I've got them written down here. Harbour Boy to bring in Isaac for Havertz. Blonde will do Jota to Wilson. Armand Dillon doesn't have to do anything because he's got three Newcastle already.
So let's just talk about this -4 then. So it'll be non-2 out. Let's just go into the transfers. Yeah. Non-2 out. Wilson in.
Yeah.
Which then I'd have to find 2.5. So I'm assuming Gakpo.
Yeah, that's what I've got as, yeah.
And then midfielders. So who's the most transferred in? Let's have a look. It could be McAllister, couldn't it, I suppose?
Yeah. Do you have the money for that?
I don't know. I'll have to find out now. Oh no, I'm just off of that.
Oh, thank God.
No.
How much? In all seriousness, how much are you off on that?
0.2. Oh, is Solly March out?
Yeah, more than likely.
I could do Solly March in, but if
the
he's
problem
out,
is that all your rivals have got March, and Brighton are looking like Man United, very, very tired. Very tired.
Yeah, it's a shame that I can't. I mean, at that 5.3 level, I've got no real. It's a shame.
Plus, Gakpo away at Leicester could be very profitable. Could be really profitable. That's the issue.
Yeah.
If you did that Gakpo out for McAllister and Gnotto out for Wilson, that would scare the crap out of me. But
I can't do it, so it doesn't matter. I ain't got the funds to do it. But I mean, what can I get in? If I no, Elise, no.
Podler saying Steve-O did not help Jason. This is the problem.
That's not helping me. No, it's not helping me. No, I can't do it. No, so it's not even worth thinking about, really. That's probably why I'm just going to roll it, to be honest with you.
Well, Harbour Boy, one of my nearest rival, I now need to decide whether to do that move that Steve-O was predicting. But you are a sheep, Harbour Boy, and you will be doing that move. Yeah. You will be doing that move, Harbour Boy.
Yeah, Harbour Boy, you sheep. You bastard.
You bloody bastard. He will be doing that. Because I don't think, if I look at his team here... Oh, he friggin' does as well.
What, here's the money?
Well, he's got the money to do Wilson in for Havertz. But the problem with Wilson is a Harbour Boy, I can guarantee, will be waiting for team news on Saturday. It's guaranteed. And he's going to bring in whoever the striker is up front for Newcastle. But it's probably going to be both of them when they lose. Because I don't see Newcastle getting anything at Leeds. At best, a draw.
Podcast shorts in the chat saying, do you think not only Trent Alexander-Arnold could hurt you?
Nope. Next. Jason, take it away. You're a Trent basher.
No, I was bashing Trent before it was in fashion. No, I think that Trent's attacking. No one argues his attacking ability, but he's been underperforming this year. Of course, been suspect at the back. I think for the money you have in Trent, you've got to do some surgery. Not a lot of the time to get that player in. Certainly, I would have to. So no, not worth taking a -4 or whatever to get Trent in, especially on a game week where Liverpool have just got the single. I mean, yeah, it's Leicester, but
Liverpool are rubbish away. Like they are pants away.
Should we ask if anyone wants to come on for the predictions, Steve-O?
Ask away, my friend.
Right, we're on obviously on the Discord channel, in the on-air channel on Discord. If you want to come on and join us for score predictions, feel free to do so. Just join the waiting room and I'll pull you in. What formation will Jason play? The winning formation. March to Willock and just play Jota. Captain Willock, ? Captain Willock?
No.
I mean, if you wanna fall down your mini leagues, maybe. Is the Wilson and Isaac move like the Dennis, who was his fellow striker move we made 2 seasons ago?
I don't know. These 2 games are so difficult to call. They could either be goals, or literally, because Sam Allardyce isn't going to be on he can't lose against Newcastle because he doesn't want to be relegated with Leeds. He's going to make it really difficult for Newcastle. And
didn't Dennis play for Watford?
He got a -2, didn't he, or 0 or something? Yeah, for Watford, yeah.
And who was this? It was who was his co-striker? Who was his co-striker up front?
There we are, Josh King.
Josh King, there we go. Right.
Josh King. Bloody hell, yeah.
I was going to say, what's his face? Deeney.
Oh, Troy Deeney, yes.
Yeah, but I think it was King, wasn't it? Podner and Dreader for the predictions. Well, we have to wait and see who jumps into the waiting room. We might not have anyone. Oh, Podner's in the waiting room. There we go. Get your ass on Discord, Steve-O.
Hey!
Yeah, hey, the American.
I'm going
not in America.
Podner's always good value.
Hey, Podner.
Podner's always excellent value.
Hey,
What's going on, Podner?
I've been told that you are good value.
You must have heard wrong.
How's it going, man?
All right, yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, doing okay.
You mean an FPL? No.
Looking forward to the game week.
Are you
looking forward to the season? That's what I'm asking very quickly, Steve-O. Are you looking forward to the season ending, Podner?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
Although,
carry on, Steve-O.
Although it should be a quick summer, right? We should have a good turnaround very quickly this year, I think.
When's the season kicking off?
I'm looking forward to my break.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed it. I've thought it's been a good season, even though my rank doesn't reflect it.
What are you ranked at the moment?
Oh, I
3 million.
Cheers, Steve.
More importantly, he's 57th out of 60 in the YouTube chat league. Look at that, FPL Bailey. Remember him?
Yes. What went wrong? What went wrong, Podner?
I've just not been sheep enough, Jason. You know it.
Were you being a bit too clever, do you think?
No, not clever. I've been trying to have fun, not trying to be a robot and follow, all these content providers. Exactly what you're talking about. I want to make my own decisions. I don't want to, I don't want to be influenced and feel like I have to do this because, everyone in the Lobs League, everyone in the Hangouts is doing this and that, and this content provider says do this and go there and do that. I would play my own game. It's like Dredd says, #play your own game.
Do you think hashtag playing your own game has affected your game week ranking negatively over the course of the season?
It has, but it's helped my stress and anxiety level.
Do you find that you're not blaming yourself or others more because you're resigned to the fact that your team selection is purely based on luck and not skill?
Well, I wouldn't say that my team selection is based on luck. Well, I mean, are not using skill.
Well,
I mean,
are you what work? No, what work do you put in
Jason,
to your
Jason,
team selection?
Sorry, Jason. This last game week, how many points did you score?
47.
Oh, good. I scored 47 as well. So you did just as good as somebody who's ranked 3 million in the world, Jason.
I'm looking, in all seriousness, I'm looking at your team here. I don't understand why you're doing so badly. I genuinely don't understand. What do you put it down to?
I really think it's not going with the template players when I perhaps should have went with, I don't know, at least 50% of them.
I'm
looking at your transfer history here. So you've had Ward-Prowse, Gundogan, Casemiro, Foden.
Defensive midfielders.
Mahrez, Lewis, Bowen, Ings, Richarlison.
Yeah, you left out Rodri.
Declan Rice. Have you had Declan Rice as well?
You left no, but he left out Rodri.
Yeah, Rodri's there. Yeah, but in game week 32, you got rid of him. What the hell's this all about?
Yeah, but they're my fifth midfielders, Jake.
Okay. But FPL doesn't work on shift midfield. They don't work on like the amount of interceptions or the amount of tackles or the amount of how well they may play in centre of the park. FPL is purely based on goals and assists and clean sheets.
But if you only have like 4.5 or 5 million or whatever, I know Ward-Prowse is 6 million, but
this year funds hasn't been an issue because we've not seen like the premiums be that value for money. So we've seen the likes of Brighton, Brentford assets, even Rashford as well becoming an option throughout the season. That's meant you don't have to have the KDBs, the Salahs, the Harry Kanes in your team. The Sons and.
Right. So what are we? What are you trying to prove? That I don't have.
No. I'm not. No.
I came on for the score predictions. I guarantee you, I got more
asked,
skill in score predictions than you two do.
All I said was what went wrong.
I told you what went wrong. I've played my own game. I've stayed away from the template too much.
Do you think choosing players that are playing deep in midfield at 4.55 million offers value for money in FPL? Yes or no?
I think it's on. You're actually highlighting one player out of 15.
No. I'm not highlighting a single player. In general, right. Do you think midfield players that are playing centre of the park,
right,
off 4.5 million, 5 million, offer you value in the FPL team? Like, I'm asking upon reflection of this season, that only you can tell me, no one else.
Yeah.
Do you think that they've offered you the value for money that you've put into them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Are they going to provide value if you have them all year long? No. I think you got to switch them
because they're going to get you 3 points, right? Even if they get a clean sheet, isn't it better to not just go with 5 defenders?
Well, normally they don't score many points if they're sitting on the bench, Jace.
No, but but this season you don't have to be stingy with your money, do you? Like, I don't think you need to have those types of players in your team. You can literally divide them. But anyway, the question was. The
better question would it have been better to go with a 5 million Brighton midfielder at some point in the season, or a 6 million Arsenal midfielder at some point in the season, instead of having Son, a premium in your team? That's a more important question, Jason, than talking about the fifth midfielder. Yeah. Do you understand?
I do understand, and I want to ask you the question: Why Martial?
So Martial happens to be my favorite football player.
Why?
Oh, I've seen him play so many times. I love the way he dribbles. I love the way he shoots. I love the fact that he decides to wear some gloves every now and then, on the pitch. Yeah.
How long have you owned
I
him?
remember how disappointed I was when Marcus Rashford got his debut because Martial was injured. I was at that game, the first 2 games for Marcus Rashford live in the audience, in Old Trafford. And yeah, it was awesome, but I was very disappointed to see Martial miss
You're not
out.
gonna like my point of view. I think United should sell Martial.
Well, I understand. Business is business. He's only scored 100 goals in his career at United, so
It's just not reliable enough. He can't
He's only
stay
played
free.
about 20 games.
I mean, I hate to break the news to you, but perhaps they're going to end up getting rid of De Gea as well, huh? But anyway, let's. These things happen. It's a business, right?
Well, it is a business, but also if you're not playing matches because if you're injured or you're not fit, then that's a problem, isn't it? And I think that Martial is one of those players that you can't rely on over the course of a season to play more than. I wouldn't even say you can't even rely on him to play half the games. Now, how many games has he played this season? Like, can we bring it up? How many?
I don't know.
I mean, I like Martial. I like him, but he's just unfortunately a very injury-prone player. He's played 8 games. 8 games this season. That's not good enough, is it? And a lot of those.
You're talking about 8 Premier League games, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about this. Yeah, Premier League games. Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, let's not talk about just one player. I think let's let Steve-O kind of. I think you were kind of touching upon. You get Podner's team selections. You were going to ask a question, Steve-O?
Well, no, I'm looking through the previous weeks that you've owned certain individuals, and I just want to understand the thought process of going with someone like Ward-Prowse as a main player in your team.
So Ward-Prowse, he wasn't a main player. It was about I think it was like a 1 week or a 2 week punt.
Game
right?
33, yeah, wild card played.
And Ward-Prowse normally scores 140 points a season, 144, around that. That's about his average. And this season, I think he's on about, I don't know, maybe 100. And I figured Southampton, they can't stay on the bottom. They've got to somehow, give it a go. And he's the leader. And he normally averages, if you look every season, he averages 140 points a season, something like that. And he's below his average, so I reckon he must be due.
I find it.
I gave it
ironic that the players.
Danny Ings why did you bring Danny Ings in for West Ham?
So I could take advantage of his first start, which nobody picked up on. Danny Ings was going to get a start. That David Moyes would start him, and the thing this was something that no one else picked up on. And did he score, Jace? Did you see that? Do you see the points?
Game week 30.
Did he score?
No.
Right.
If I can find this quicker than Jace,
I'll get it.
But for game week 30, you brought him in game week 30, right?
Okay. It's be 31, I think.
No, I can't see him in your team. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't see him either.
What's going on there? Oh, did you bring him in and not have him in? Oh, was it on a wild card? Oh, you chose not to. What was it, a free hit or something? What? I can't see it here.
I see he's in 29. I see.
Did you,
29, I think, is what you're on. He didn't score in 29.
Did you?
He hasn't scored since.
He got 3 points. I don't know how he got 3.
Against Nottingham Forest, he scored 2 goals. Since then, he's done nothing.
Right.
0.
Right.
So like for me, like players like Gundogan. Gundogan I can understand more because obviously he is in amongst the goals a lot more. Man City, the Man City just divide out the goals along their midfield like crazy. But the likes of Gundogan I can understand, but Rodri for me plays a bit too far back to get me confident that he's going to score goals. Players I wouldn't really be looking into my FPL team was like him, certainly eight Nori, Bailey, Son hasn't been on the fire. Like for me, Son's been off the boil this season. He's done nothing to make me think. I mean, Kane over Son. But are you looking to get ahead of the curve? Like the only thing I can think of is that you're literally just trying to get in ahead of everyone else before they start banging in goals.
Well, yeah. All right. Just to be clear, Ings did score in game week 25, 13 points, and I guess that's Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
But I brought in Watkins. I had Watkins for at least 5 weeks before anybody picked on the fact that he scored 5 weeks in a row. And you're right, Jace. I do get on people a bit early. They don't always work out, but whatever. I'm not a content provider. I don't have to be pressured to be in the top 10K like you guys.
I'm not pressured.
Yeah.
Right.
People don't watch us for what we do with our teams. Like people aren't hanging on Steve-O's team selection at the end of the game week deadline. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us, we don't have that. Like, to be honest, I would hate to have like an army of people that are just literally hanging on my decision, going, "What's Jason going to do? Or what's Steve-O going to do?" Like, because I need to copy. Like for me, I'd much rather be 500,000 in the world and just no one caring what I'm doing with my team.
Well, as I'm sure you know, Jason, I get it daily in the hangouts from the guys. What in the world were you thinking? And just laughs, So it's all right. It's part of it, right? We enjoy it. It's banter. So anyway,
your thought processes are there. So I'm looking at your team from game week 31, and you had Salah captain against Leeds, Nottingham, Diego Jota, Trent, Watkins, Odegaard, all coming through with double-digit hauls. Well, Trent was 1 point off, same difference.
But Mahrez and Fernandez failed.
Well, yeah, I get that, but it just seems that you've got the foresight to bring in differential picks, but it seems that you don't stick with them. Like Gundogan as an example, what made you sell him? Because then obviously you got 2 goals the other day. What made you
what
sell
happened?
Gundogan?
So what happened was I did a wild card, right? And I wanted to have Bruno Fernandes, and because of Bruno, I was going to end up with Pereira. All right. But Fernandez had that issue where he was injured or whatever. Was he going to play or not play or whatever? And I said, you know what? I'm just not going to risk it. I'm going to go with Gundogan and I don't remember now who it is. And I think it was James Ward-Prowse. And so I backed out of that the next week. I said, oh shit, I want Fernandez. So I brought Fernandez and Pereira in, and then lo and behold, Pereira goes and gets a broken leg or something, So that.
But the Fernandez move paid off, though.
It would have if I'd have had him, yeah.
What, in game week 34? Because in game week 33, you played your wild card.
Oh, I had him in 34, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him, right. He paid off.
Yeah, big time. But you also had that specific game week McAllister. It seems that it does seem like your thought processes are there. It's just, I think you've probably been extremely unlucky.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Yeah, no, I don't even blame it on luck or unluck. It just hadn't happened. But I'm having a good time. I've enjoyed the season. I gave it an 8 when you guys were asking about 0 out of 10. I give it an 8.
So we've obviously got this double game week coming up. You've already got the triple up of Newcastle. You've got double Brighton. Are you going to be bringing in another Brighton asset, or are you just leaving it as it is?
No, I won't be bringing in another Brighton. No.
Oh, we got some people in the waiting room.
Anything with your team at all?
Yeah.
We've got Dread and Wolf in the waiting room, Steve-O. I don't know if we want to.
Yeah. They
bring
probably
him.
want to do the score predictions like I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just before we bring them on, you're just leaving your team as it is, and just going to be doing I'm assuming a 3-5-2.
At the moment, I'm thinking about rolling. You're right, but I could. I don't know. I'm probably going to roll, but I'm leaning mostly towards rolling a transfer, so I have it for the next, the next week.
Well, you got five. You got 5 playing the double game week, so you don't need to make a transfer, do you?
Yeah, I'm not overly convinced
saw
that a double game week.
Totty got you 14 points on the bench. Just saw that.
This is my problem, right? So you asked me what is my issue.
I didn't say issue.
Well, you have asked me though, Jason. Come on, listen. Let me ask you this:
I'm not saying
a
issue.
double game week player, 2 times 0 is still 0. 2 times 1 is still 2. Whereas a single game week player that scores 4 is going to outdo. Yeah, I don't think the Brighton fixtures are that good this week. Do you?
No, I don't. So you got the 3 Newcastle players. You don't need the 3 Brighton players. You don't need to spend a transfer.
Exactly.
Nope. I think you've got United as well. You can just bring in a 3rd United player for the double. Yeah, just hope that Martial stays fit, really, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna bring in a 3rd United player, Jason. That's just it.
Not gonna go for like a Dallo or a Luke Shaw or anything like that, no?
No.
Okay.
But you don't even own Rashford.
Not at the moment. No, I don't. I have in the past. I was on Rashford early too.
Okay, so do you want to get onto the score predictions so we can get chatting to also Bread and Warfare, or what do you want to do, Steve-O? Do you want to pull him in? I don't know. What do you want to do, Podner? Do you want to go straight?
Let's just bring him in to the conversation. Bring him in.
Right. Hello, Dread. Hello, Warfare.
Hello, good evening.
Been a while since we had spoke.
Yeah.
Dread, how you doing, mate? Been doing some
I did. Can you hear me?
Doing any
Yes.
obstacle courses lately?
These people are in Hangouts every day. And they
There's
Harry.
3 reasons. There's 3 reasons I wanted to come on tonight, if you want to ask.
Okay.
Number 1 is moral support for Podna, because he needs it, obviously. So I also play my own game, so he needs my
I
support.
don't think Podner needs any support.
He does. Yeah. Number 2 is I had my worst ever game week in my entire FPL history, so that deserves a shout. And number 3, I'm the worst one possible at predictions. So I think all these 3 things qualify me as someone who gives predictions tonight.
Okay.
Where are you in the YouTube chat league or the Rivals League or anything like that? Which rank are you?
I don't know. You can probably find me easier in the Rumble League, actually.
The Rumble League, right? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And you're stating that you had the worst game week in your personal...
Ever.
Okay.
In my 11-year history.
Here we are. 30 points. Oh,
No.
-4, 26.
Yeah, and look at the bench.
You say you had the worst game week ever. Did you not see that one that was posted online the other day?
No, I didn't. No.
Do you want me to show you? Hang on. Are you watching the stream, Gads?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Odegaard and Martinelli on the bench for a Warfare, playing them ahead of Castagna. I don't have any sympathy for you.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I saw a team posted on the interwebs.
Come on, it's funny. You have to laugh when this happens.
Castagna for Odegaard. Castagna for Odegaard. Why?
Here we go. Look, take a look at this. Take a look at this team I'm posting on the screen here.
Go on, then, let's see.
It's a really unlucky team. It's not even.
Read it out for people on audio.
Right. So, for if you're listening in, it's stealing goal -2.
Wow.
You got 11 points in game week 35.
Oh, gee.
I don't think I've ever seen someone with more than one player with
-2. Thiago Silva 2 points. Lewis
Is
Dunk
that
-1. Shah -2. Estepinian 0. Fernandes 2. Gakpo 3. Rashford 2. Isaac 2. Martial 1. Haaland captain 4.
Who
11
is this?
points.
Is this someone we
that
know?
One Life Soccer's team?
I don't know whose it was. I just literally, I just saw it posted on Twitter and I just grabbed a screenshot to send to a friend of mine. I can't even credit. I'm sorry, I can't credit it. I don't even know where it came from. I don't even know what Twitter account it came from. I just saw it on my feed and I just grabbed it and yeah. So I've just
It's unlucky, really, because it's a decent team.
It's really unlucky because the team is good. It's a good team. I mean, Thiago Silva. But it's not Steele, Dunk, Shah, Stepinian, all very unlucky, very, very unlucky. Mental. Hello, Harry. Anyway, whilst we've got you lovely people in here, I'm just going to quickly go and nip to the kitchen a second, stick the kettle on. Be right back.
And biscuits. Don't forget the biscuits.
No, can't have
Well, what was
biscuits.
Warfare, you
No.
said there were 3 things.
Yes, 3 things.
So one of them
the
was the worst game week.
The worst in predictions as well. Because we do predictions in Discord every game week. And I've never won, never ever. And Podna can confirm I'm probably one of the worst ones. Right, Podna?
So listen out for Warfare in a minute.
Yeah, listen to my predictions. Yes, absolutely. They are very accurate.
But why do you think you're poor at predictions? Do you just look at the most obvious outcome? Or?
Yeah, exactly. I never think about surprises, So I'm going to try and do that.
He also gives outrageous predictions as well.
That is true as well.
So it'd be Newcastle to beat Leeds 6-2 or something like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like that, That sounds like
Yeah, it ain't happening. 0-0, 1-1. Dire game. And what was the third point you were going to bring up, Warfare?
The third one is my full support for Podna, because I also don't listen to any content creators. I just play my own game, so I don't care what anyone else says. So I'm with him on that one.
So, what? In all seriousness, what made you go with Castagna over Odegaard?
I didn't expect Arsenal to do anything. I expected Newcastle to win, and something like 2-0.
Listen to the history, no?
Yeah, of course not. No. But to be fair, it was a mistake, because I should have played one player from Arsenal, one player from Newcastle to just hedge my bets. So that was a mistake. I know that. One lesson for next season. Hedge your bets.
Or, as I always state, you should always play the premium team players, especially the attackers.
Yeah.
And Odegaard this season seems to pop up in the important games. So, for instance, Newcastle and Chelsea, he got 2 double-digit hauls. Man City weren't expecting anything at all. He got a double-digit haul away at West Ham, which is another tough fixture away. Away at Brighton, double-digit haul. It's actually ridiculous when you look at what you've done here.
Yeah. I should play him all the time. Yes, but I made that mistake. And previous game week, I also played my wild card and I took him out, and then he got 15 points or something like that. So, I don't know. There you go. It's FPL for you.
So, Dredd, what the hell has gone wrong for you? Because you were storming the moderator league. In fact, you were somebody that I was like, hold on a minute here. This guy is genuinely a proper challenger to win the bloody thing, and you've dropped off a cliff. Why? How?
I think I got a bit unlucky, and I also got a bit. I don't know. I tried to probably tried a bit too hard, I guess. Really, and moved away from the template a bit more than usual, and none of those picks really worked for me. And then like the template picks or template captains banged in the weeks that I tried to go against it. And so this week, as you've mentioned, not this week, this season, as you've mentioned, template is really strong. And so if you miss a haul, it really does hurt.
And why did you choose to go off what you were doing, which is like the simple basic template, and go with differential captaincies and players and whatnot?
Because I'm that sort of manager. I really am. I will get a feeling, and I will take a leap. And but it's timing. You have to get the timing right.
Since game week 23, you've had 3 green arrows. The rest have all been red. In fact, the last green arrow you had was in that double game week in game week 34, where you got 137 points, and you didn't even take a hit either in that. It's just red, red, red. I mean, it's more benefit to me. I'm not going to lie, as a rival, as a genuine individual who frightens the life out of me when it comes to this particular game, because you do things that are very, shall we say, maverick out of there. I mean, this specific game week, I mean, Jason's saying about that specificity, you got 28 points and you were 10.1 millionth overall game week rank. It has been one of those game weeks. But I just find it ironic that the 1 week you decide to go with a template captaincy in Haaland was
Yeah,
potentially the week where you could have gone against it and captained someone like
yeah.
Trent or even Matoma.
Yeah, but I went against it the week before. I captained Salah. He didn't outscore Haaland by much, but he did. And then this week I went with what I thought would be. Well, it did kind of work out. Liverpool only scored 1 goal, right, in what turned out to be a relatively tight game. And City, well, scored more than 1 goal. Didn't score as many goals as I thought they would, but was definitely a more open game than the Liverpool one. So, it's just the thought process was correct. The variance didn't really go with what I thought it would go. So, I'm not upset about that. That's just the game.
As a Liverpool fan, I've always said this in the members' videos, I don't understand why you don't own Salah.
Well, I mean, as a football player, he's awesome and everything, but with FPL, you're always trying to maximize the points you get from the money you put into an asset and everything. So, it's 12, 13 million is a lot to pay for a player. If you're not captaining him and he's just going to get a single haul. But on the flip side, you weigh that off because he's more consistent in his points. But it's just the way it goes, I guess.
So come on, are you willing to reveal what you're doing this specific game week, transfer wise?
Oh, I'm doing the sheep move. It's not really a sheep move. It's just
McAllister.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, job done. Easy move. Let's go.
So you've got Trippier, Isaac, Botman, March, Matoma. McAllister, Matoma, Estepinian. You'll be playing. So you said let me get this straight. You're benching Trent for Botman then.
Yeah, I'm benching Trent. Yeah, I mean, because all right. So I'm looking at it, and this is just my thought process. Obviously Leicester are they need anything that they can get, draw. They need points, so they're at home. We know Liverpool haven't been the best defensively. I know they are getting better, but I mean, I think in every game, in all the game weeks that are left, if you have a defender, I think you're more relying on an attacking return than you are a clean sheet. And so with that in mind, I'm thinking Stupinan has 2 chances to get an attacking return entrance, right? And I'm not really expecting Liverpool to score a shed load of goals over at Leicester. So I'm just going to go with the asset that has more chances to get points. Simple as that.
Question for you. Without cheating, at home, out of Arsenal, Chelsea, I think it's Bournemouth, Aston Villa, once it loads up, Bournemouth, Wolves, and Everton, who scored the most goals out of those 6 games against Leicester? All at the Leicester's ground, whatever it's called.
I've got no idea.
It was Chelsea when they won 3-1.
All right, Chelsea. Yeah.
Everton drew 2-2, and that's the most they've conceded, which is about 2 goals at home. Most of the games have, well, it's pretty much 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Last 2 fixtures, it's ended 2-2 with Everton, and they beat Wolves 2-1. So, if anything, going on the average, Liverpool look like they're probably going to be winning that 1-0. Despite the fact that Liverpool are absolutely garbage away from home. Although the last 3 fixtures, they've won 2-1 against West Ham. They beat Leeds 6-1. And they drew with Chelsea 0-0. The 2 games they lost were against Man City. They also lost against Bournemouth 1-0. And they drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace. So the positive result would be Liverpool to go on an absolute tirade and completely destroy Leicester in a high-scoring game, or it goes the way of Leicester, which is 1-0 either way, maybe even a 0-0. I personally expect it to be Liverpool to absolutely destroy them. I mean, I'm personally predicting 3-1, but you as a Liverpool fan aren't expecting that much from it, especially benching.
I'm not. No, I mean, you were saying that last game week as well, that Liverpool and they get a whole bunch of goals, and that didn't quite happen. I'm not seeing it. I did, yes, yeah.
He's more of a Liverpool fan than you, Dread.
Let's get real. If it wasn't for Núñez, that could have been in the opening 15 minutes, 2 or 3-0 up in the opening 15.
Well, you say that. I mean, you say that, but then Núñez really only had one clear chance, and we know with him, he's more of what's the word I'm looking for? He needs a high chance, a high number of chances to get a goal. So just one good chance in a game, I'd probably be like, well, no, he probably won't score.
Yeah, but the main thing is that what I saw from that game was the opening 15-20 minutes was absolute domination from Liverpool. They just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Could have been 2 or 3-0, and then it was just like, yeah, we just consolidate this. Let's just conserve energy. Brentford, they had the odd opportunity here or there. If it ended 1-1, I don't think there would have been any complaints whatsoever from either team.
Well, I think in that game, Liverpool came out the traps, caught Brentford a bit cold-footed, but Brentford sort of woke up as the game went on, and Brentford are they're a decent team. They give people a game.
I mean, ironically, the last 2 fixtures, Liverpool have won 1-0. So maybe
Brentford had chances to score, good chances to score at that as well. So I was quite surprised, pleasantly surprised that we got out there with a 1-0 win, not something that Liverpool have been doing a lot of this season.
Yeah, prior to that, maybe Klopp's had a word with them from a defensive point of view. Maybe their coaches are really getting on top of them. But prior to those 2 victories of 1-0, it was 4-3 against Tottenham, 2-1 against West Ham, 3-2 against Nottingham Forest, 6-1 against Leeds. So maybe the coaches are just trying to work on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, I think it's to do a lot to do with some of our players coming back into fitness, getting a run of games, and that pressing from the front helps to relieve the pressure all the way through to the rest of the field at the back. So it all comes together a bit more, I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it does. Jace, are you there now?
I'm here, mate. I've been here for ages. Cool. Why? Can you not see me?
No, because the screen in front of me.
Stop it. There we go.
There we are.
I've been here. I've just been listening in.
No,
let's get the score predictions going because time's cracking on, and I've got things I need to crack on with tonight.
Just a quick one. Hold on. Harry saying here. So Vincent's saying, getting any donuts? The answer is no. However, Steve-O's saying about, are you doing a GameWeek 38 donut challenge live stream? Get the mini league. Get the mini ones. Forget the mini ones,
only
Harry,
if you join us. Only if you join us, Harry.
Yeah, only if you join us, Harry, because I'd be getting Krispy Kremes. And actually, do you know what? Like a bit of a
we can get you on camera if you want to show off your pearly whites.
Yeah, we will be inviting people on to cover all the games. So because you're going to the meets, aren't you, Dread, on that day?
Yes, I am. Yes, on the 28th of May, the Sunday that is.
It's crazy. So obviously all the games are being played.
Is that Newcastle?
He
can be the Newcastle correspondent.
Yes. yeah. we can because we're going to be trying to get all 10 games covered within reason on that day, and trying to get as many people on the Discord as possible, because that's going to be absolutely chaotic, especially from, like I said, from a rivalry point of view. Myself and Jason, it could be very, very tight between me.
I'd love it if it
think
came to
they-
the last day. It'd be amazing.
But all the games kick off at like 4:30.
I know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
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 And
Half
and,
past
and
four.
just to let you know that I've got some family friends joining us, staying over on the weekend. That weekend, they're coming from far and wide.
Cool.
So it's gonna be like sweet talk the wife into letting me sit in the shed for 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
I mean, we got 2 double game weeks, and Dread, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for double game week 37. Are you going to be bringing in a third Man United player?
Yeah, there's a good chance that I do. Yeah,
Martial,
I've
like
bookmarked
Martial.
no, I've bookmarked one of Dallo
Oh, good.
or Shaw.
Bring in either one. I've got them both, so that's another. You've got Fernandez though.
Yes, I
Don't
do.
worry.
Yeah,
Fernandez
Yeah,
versus
yeah,
De Bruyne,
Bruno.
but Fernandez guaranteed minutes.
I might even captain him that week. You never know.
Harry's in the chat saying there'll be 40 goals, and I'm assuming last game week there'll be 40 goals. You can't eat 40 donuts. So
I can.
shout out to Harry, 264th at the moment in the world. Hope you get your double-digit finish. That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
if you can.
Definitely. Yeah.
Harry's
I think we're all
absolutely
backing him.
I'm loving it.
Yeah,
It's-
don't bottle it now. Don't do an Arsenal.
In fact, I'll quickly. Harry's thinking of doing a slight differential, I believe, this week. A slight differential because his team. If I can just quickly bring it on in 2 seconds. Here we are here. Because he's got 2 Newcastle at the
There's
moment.
no way you can
Trippier-
eat 40 donuts, Steve-O. No way.
Again,
I could.
you want to bet?
There's no
can-
way. There's no way you can eat 40 donuts. Like you will.
Of course, I
throw
couldn't.
Up.
No, you could probably eat like 40 standard like ring donuts.
I don't think you could.
As long as they're not glazed.
40.
The icing, yeah.
How big
Yeah,
are
it
these?
wasn't
How big?
great. It's just like
When you
ring
say
sugared donuts.
well, how big are these ring donuts? You on about the mini ones?
The mini ones, oh, easy.
No. I'm saying 40 of the main sugar.
Yeah,
like the
obviously,
ring.
yeah. No
that's-
one can do that. Apart
that's
from Bean
like-
Eats, whatever his stupid name is.
Cut years off your life. Literally. How's your arteries?
But yeah,
Correct.
Harry's going to be doing Watkins to Isaac, probably. I'd guess. And if he really wants to really go differential, it would be Wilson in for Watkins. I don't know how much money he's got in the bank. He has, 0.4. So he can't even do Solanke out for Isaac.
All right.
So, yeah.
I hope he doesn't do that.
What's that?
Wilson for Watkins.
Why is that?
Well, Watkins is going to play 90 minutes, and he's going to play that dreadful Tottenham defense, isn't he?
Yes, but Wilson has got 2 games against 2 teams that could potentially concede quite a few goals.
I think Villa's going to score two plus goals against Spurs.
Oh yeah, they'll be beating Aston Villa despite what the history says.
I'm having to stand up. My lemon knee. Carry on.
So, sorry. So are you saying Newcastle are going to score loads of goals against, is it Brighton they're playing this week? The
Like I
second-
say, I'm just going on what they're doing as it stands right now.
Mhm.
They are scoring goals. There's no denying that. They're scoring goals, but they're not keeping clean sheets. That's the problem, and that's what my dilemma is. I either go with 3 attacking players, or I go with the 2 attackers plus 1 defender. Because as I said in the Newcastle's last clean sheet that they had in the Premier League was something like 10 weeks ago, something like that. I can't remember now. It was against Man United, wasn't it? Yeah, Man United on the 2nd of April. And then prior to that, they were just, again, not keeping any clean sheets whatsoever for a very, very long time. Until in the Premier League, this is Crystal Palace, which was 0-0. So they've had 2 clean sheets since the 21st of January. 2 clean sheets. if you exclude the cup game, which was beating Southampton 1-0. Yeah. So they've had 3 clean sheets, 2 of them being Premier League, the other one being the cup game. Barring that, they do not keep clean sheets, conceding to Southampton, Everton, Tottenham, Aston Villa 3, Brentford, West Ham, Newcastle, Man United was the clean sheet, and then they conceded 1 against Nottingham Forest, 1 against Wolves. These are teams that don't score goals, and yet they're still conceding to them. Newcastle at home to Wolves. Away at Nottingham, okay, maybe away at Nottingham Forest, but they should not be conceding this. So, but they're playing. The annoying, what I find really annoying about this is that Leeds are not going to. Well, Sam Allardyce is not going to want to lose. He's just going to park a bus. It's going to be exactly what happened at Man City, and I just don't think that Newcastle have got the quality of player to break them down. And I just think that Leeds could win that 1-0, 0-0 or 1-0, and then the Brighton game. Again, it could be a case of Brighton are so tired that they can just control the possession with Newcastle and just hold it tight and end up being 0-0, which I'm afraid to say is something the history likes between these two. It's a horrible double game week to call, and that's why I think
I'm confused. No, I'm sorry, Steve. So I think you just said to me that you think that Leeds can beat Newcastle 1-0.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then you said you followed up by saying that you think the Newcastle versus Brighton game is going to be 0-0.
Potentially,
right?
yeah. Potentially.
But yet 5 minutes ago you were saying I think Harry ought to be bringing in Wilson for what?
Yeah, because
he's trying to sabotage Harry's team. That's why.
What are you doing, Chico? I mean, I know I'm ranked 3 million in the world.
You don't think, Harry, if you're tuning in to find out what to do with your team, this is not the place.
Newcastle are scoring goals. Look, 3, 4, 6, 0, 2, 5, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 0. And then, but the last 1, 2, 3.
Leave Harry alone.
The last 4 fixtures, they scored 13 goals. The only team they've lost against was Arsenal, which was 2-0, when they should have scored at least 1. That's why it's a horrible. This double game week, as Jason stated, isn't that great to be really loading up? But when you're in a position like me, where I can do that -4 and get rid of a complete, well, for definite, a player which isn't going to be playing this weekend in Grealish. He ain't going to be playing. And I can bring in a double game week player, and then I can also get rid of another player to bring in a defender. I think there's a sign from God there saying, Steve-O, do that move instead, rather than the double up of Newcastle attack. This is when the betting fallacy comes into play here, where you're kind of going, well, let's bet on clean sheets as well as betting on goals galore. That's why this specific game week is so horrible to call from a Newcastle perspective, because we can pretty much call the Brighton games within reason are quite easy to call. Like against Arsenal, I'd expect Arsenal to just about scrape through in a tight game, and then against Newcastle, I expect it to be a tight game. Newcastle, on the other hand, against Leeds, like I said, I think personally Leeds have got every chance of actually doing them over, and we're all going to be thinking, why the hell did we bring in Newcastle assets? Especially for someone like Jason, who could potentially get rid of the likes of Gakpo for a Murphy, a Willock, a Joe Linton, an Almiron or whatever.
Don't curse me, Steve-O. Don't curse me.
Well, this is the thing. Or you do the -4 to be bringing in double Newcastle attack, and then they just end up scoring 1 goal, and it's someone like Almiron in the 94th minute against Brighton in a 2-1 win. Sorry, a 2-1 loss.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So you're saying 1-0. Leeds beat Newcastle, Steve-O, right? Jason,
I've got it officially.
Right. Can we? Right.
1-1, I think.
Let's start off then. So you're going to go 1-1, right? I'm going to go Newcastle 1-0. Podner.
I'm going to go Leeds 1, Newcastle 3.
Ooh.
And just to clarify, you're good at predictions, aren't you?
Really.
Let's go on.
He's very
Warfare.
good. A very
Warfare.
good at predictions. Yes, me 0-4.
4-0. Clear off.
Hey, it's my prediction.
Yeah, now I can see why you're doing
Probably
4-0. Is that a fantasy football head? On
not. Probably not. Yeah.
Dread, are you confident in a rollicking?
Podna nicked my prediction because I was also going to go with a 1-3 score as well.
Brilliant mind think
You're
alike,
cheating
Fred.
now, Dredd, aren't you? You're cheating.
No, I'm just following like what I believe to be the pattern. I think I was looking. Leeds have managed to score 1 goal in the majority of their matches. If you look at the past, I don't know, 7-8 matches, I think they scored 2 in one game, but in all the rest of the games they've scored a goal. And then following on from what Steve was saying, Newcastle are actually scoring goals and Leeds are leaky, so I think there's a good chance they put 3
but
past
don't
them.
forget, it's the end of the season when we're going to see crazy scores anyway.
And Steve-O, can I ask you this? Can I ask you one question about this game before we move on?
No, you can't, Nick. Of course you can. Carry on.
All right. What are Newcastle playing for?
A top 4
What?
spot.
Top 3, I would say.
Top 3 then, yeah.
Correct. So
But what are Leeds playing for?
3rd place and 4th place. Does it really matter? Top 4. It's like
but you're missing it. They're playing to be in the Champions League and to get into that transfer market with that in their back pocket.
But what are Leeds
Right.
playing for?
Leeds are playing to give Big Sam Allardyce as little money as possible.
Leeds,
I
I'm
love
telling
it.
you, Sam will be targeting this
survival,
match.
says Dawson.
He'll be targeting this match.
All right.
I think
Because he's got...
you.
In fact, how bizarre is that?
Can we-
He's got 2...
Let's go on to the next one.
Yeah,
The
can we,
next
can we
three-
move on?
Newcastle got 2 extra
Literally,
anyway.
I really can we get
Hold
on
on.
to it?
Hold on, let's just go for the history for a
Hold
second.
on.
So I went 1-1. The history
Hold on, penalty.
Hold on.
Penalty, hang on, hold on. Oh, wait.
Let me
Oh,
just
for
finish
God's
this.
sake, it's in the Championship.
The history is suggesting 1-1 as well. There's been 3 draws across the last 6 fixtures, 2 of them being 1-1, and Leeds have won 2 out of the last 6. So of the last 6 fixtures, Leeds are unbeaten in 4.
All right.
That's what the history's saying anyway.
So we know Steve-O's not captaining a Newcastle player this week.
Well,
Okay.
Well, that's probably where my bias comes in, mate, because I am. So there you go.
I think
It's always funny when Steven tries to do the reverse psychology and makes it completely so obvious. It's like remember that game that was like Salah's gonna when Haaland blanked and Steve was just like Salah's gonna score tonight.
but he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
did he score?
Yeah, but you kept going on about it. I wish I clipped it. Like every time you mentioned, like you're watching Man City, but you're saying Salah's gonna score tonight. 2 minutes later, I'll tell you now, Jason with Salah is gonna get a haul tonight.
Did he? Yes.
He didn't. Yeah, I mean it was.
He got 10
didn't
points.
really.
It wasn't a haul, but yeah, it could have been worse. Anyway,
Yes.
Aston Villa versus Spurs. I'm going to go with Aston Villa to win this 2-1.
What did you say about Newcastle, Jace? 1-1.
No, 1-0 to Newcastle.
Oh, right. Okay. And what was this game? Sorry, 2-1 to...
To Spurs. To Aston Villa.
Okay. Dread?
I think it'll be a good game.
So Spurs go to Villa, huh?
Correct.
I'm gonna go with 2-1.
2...
2-1.
To who?
Home team.
Oh, no, the home team. Aston Villa 2.
Yeah. If he doesn't say the
Warfare,
name.
Mr.
1,
Adventurous?
1, 2.
Oh, okay. You're expecting Tottenham to win 2-1.
Yes.
Why?
Well, because they're still trying to get into the Champions League place, right?
Have you seen Spurs though? They're crap without Harry Kane. like he's bailed him out so many times. He can't keep bailing him
and
out.
he will score against Villa as well.
He can't keep bailing him out.
Well, he's always scoring. Mr. Predictions himself, Podner.
2-1 Villa.
Up the
Wow,
Villa.
we've got
Do you want to know something? Aston Villa would be my second team if I didn't support United because my mum was a big Villa fan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Don't live that far away from Villa, to be honest. But anyway,
Well,
yeah.
I'm going 2-1. The history though is saying 1-0 to Aston Villa. There's been 4 1-0s across the last. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. On a minute. The history is going 2-0 to Tottenham. The away team has won 5 out of the last 6. The last 2 away, the team has won 0. So yeah, it's looking
Absolutely,
like
Harbour Boy. Now you can see what these guys say have time to stream regularly. Who has a spare 7 hours every week to fit in all the diverse?
The door, right?
Right, Chelsea host Nottingham Forest. Chelsea, like for me, well, they managed to get a result, didn't they? Up against who did they play again? Bournemouth. Against this could go either way, really, couldn't it? It really could. For me, I mean, Nottingham Forest pulling out a good victory against Southampton. I'm gonna go Chelsea to win it purely because they're at home. Could be on a turn of form now. I'm gonna go 1-0 to Chelsea. What do you guys think?
Well, I think now that Lampard has, confirmed Premiership football for Chelsea again next season, the pressure's off. So it'll be 2-0. It'll be 2-0 to Chelsea.
I can't believe we've said that. Like, he saved them from relegation.
I'm gonna go with a 1-2 result.
Oh, here we go. Fuck me. Bloody hell, Dan's here. Well, come on, Dan. 1-2 to Nottingham
Come
Forest.
on, Dan.
Yeah.
Podner?
Right. Well, I was going to say 2-0, but since Dred's gone that way and I feel even more confident, I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea.
Oh, wow. Now you're just changing your prediction on purpose because I've said the same thing.
Well, I was trying to tone it. I was thinking 3-0 in the first place. I kind of toned it down. I think I'm going to go for 3-0 anyway.
Okay.
Nottingham Forest are terrible away from home.
They are, but Chelsea are terrible at home. I'm expecting this to be really tight. 1-1, 1-0. I've gone Chelsea to nick it 2-1. The history's saying 2-0. 3 times Chelsea have won 0 in the last 6, 2 of them being 2-0, Jace.
Sevilla have just scored at Juve, if anyone's interested.
Tarek will be interested because he was expecting Juve to have a bit of fun against Seville, but Seville, of course, are the European masters, Europa League masters. So, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth warfare.
Ooh. 2-1.
Great.
4-1.
So, 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Dread.
Right, so at this point in the season, for teams that are like not really fighting for anything and they're guaranteed, like they're not in relegation, you get some really weird scores going on, like loads of goals. Everyone's just happy, just going to go out there and play. So I reckon there's going to be like a 2-2 this game.
Yeah, I like that. Podner.
1-1.
1-1. Very conservative. Jace.
Toss a coin.
Yeah.
0-0.
0-0.
Yep.
I'm going 2-1 to Crystal Palace. History saying 2-0. 3 times Crystal Palace have won 0 in the last 6, 2 of them being 2-0. Both of them, though, were away from home. But in the last 4, Palace have not conceded 2. Bournemouth. On to your team, Jace. Man United versus Wolves.
Hang on 1 second. I've got a message I got to reply to. Do you want to?
Yeah, all right.
Just-
Dread. What do you think on Man United versus Wolves?
I think Wolves are slightly improved and everything. They kind of settled and everything. I think it's just going to be a 1-0 to United.
You've been reading the history, mate. Podner?
3-0.
3-0. Is that Man United bias coming in?
Yeah, he's
No.
got the Man United shades on, mate.
No. It could be 4.
Not impressed with that, Dread, no?
Expect a response. What are Man United playing for, Steve-O? Got to keep asking that question.
Yeah, the
Well,
nerves might get to them though instead, eh?
There's a very high chance this is going to be ending as a clean sheet to Man United, so that's just jinxed that. But the last 5, they've not conceded a goal at home. So, Warfare, what are you going for this in this game?
3-1.
3-1. Jace?
Okay. I think we're going to keep a clean sheet. First and foremost, I think Luke Shaw, Lindelof, not put a foot wrong. I think they can keep a clean sheet against Wolves. I'm going to go with 2-0 to Man United.
That's literally what I've got down. However, the history, this will not be happening. This is when the history is going to be a bit near.
We need to bounce back, don't we?
It's saying here that, I don't know. Oh, yeah. 4 times this game has ended 1-0 in favour of Man United, mainly. 3 of them for Man United. There's been 5 clean sheets across the last 6 and only 7 goals scored in this fixture across 6. And only once both teams have scored, and that was 2-1 to Man United away. So really, we're looking at a 1-0 here. And all these games, remember, are going to be covered by me on Saturday. And it may be an outside broadcast, maybe, but I'll keep you posted on that. Southampton Fulham Warfare.
Oh god, that's a hard one. I'm gonna say 1-3.
1-3 to Fulham.
Yeah, I think Southampton are down already.
But Podner, are you expecting a high scoring game?
2-1.
To who?
Southampton.
To Southampton.
Hey, Dan.
Red?
I see Dan's joined us. Hey, Dan,
What's
how you
up?
doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah, good,
Yeah,
mate, good.
what's up, mate?
Oh, just, I didn't even notice you jumped in.
We'll speak to Dan in a minute. We'll speak to Dan one-on-one in a minute.
Dread,
We'll just get
Southampton,
through these
Fulham.
See, he's done it again, hasn't he? Because I think for some strange reason Southampton will pull a win out of the bag here. So I'm going to go 2-1 as well.
I'm actually gonna choose to put 50p on all of these score predictions. By the way, may as well waste 20 quid. The Jace.
God. I can't easily choose home team advantage. 2-1 to Southampton.
Wow.
I think the return of Mitrovic. I think Mitrovic is meant to be back
Yes.
this game.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
I think the return of Mitrovic, and they're gonna sort of like, change their style of it and go back to the Mitrovic thing, and it's not gonna really work for them. And Southampton get an unexpected win.
Well, we've got a pattern for Fulham away from home. 1 loss, 1 loss. There's probably going to be a win here because Southampton, you think Fulham are bad away from home. Southampton are abysmal at home. To be able to score. History's going 2-1 to Southampton. Southampton have won 3 out of the last 6. 2 of those 3 have been at home. The next fixture, I think, is really horrible game to call. However, I do expect Brentford to come through. But Podner, Brentford versus West Ham.
What was your score, Steve? Sorry, I missed the Southampton prediction.
I went 2-1 to Fulham.
All right. Brentford 2, West Ham 1.
Ooh, West Ham to score. Dread?
Yeah, hard to call this one. I think. Okay, let's just go with 1-0 to Brentford.
Yeah. I like that. Warfare?
I'm going to say 2-1.
2.
Home team, always.
Always to the home team.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 as well. Brentford to win that.
I've gone with one extra goal for on Dread's prediction. I'm going 2-0 to Brentford. Although the history, though, is going 2-0 to the away team. 3 times the away team has won 0. 4 times the away team has actually won. So it seems to be in favour of the away team. Although this season, West Ham away from home are terrible. Although, again, there's a pattern. Loss, 1-1, loss. So the next 2 will probably be win-win. Everton. Oh, God. Could this be the backlash, or will this be... In fact, we'll ask you, Dredd, are you expecting much rotation in this Everton versus Man City game?
Yes, I'm expecting quite a bit of rotation. I'm expecting them to have one eye on the return leg for Real Madrid, but they will still grind out a win. I'm just going to go for like a 1-0, 0-1.
I'll tell you what,
Basically.
Dredd, you seem to have read a lot of my notes regarding the history, because you're kind of agreeing with that. Warfare?
1-2.
2-1, nice. Podner?
1-3.
1-3. And Jace? Your life doesn't depend on-
1-4.
Hey?
1-4.
1-4. Is this going to be the week where Haaland actually does get the... Because Kevin De Bruyne finally showed up in the Champions League. I'm going 2-0. The history's going 2-0. Despite the last two where City have only scored 1 goal against Everton, they have won 5 out of the last 6. 4 of them being to 0.
So you think Everton win? 2-0?
No. I'm going with Everton to lose 2-0. Sorry.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to. Dread, we're going with Arsenal versus Brighton next.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal. Warfare, for some reason, has dropped out. I'll bring him back in a second. So you're expecting Brighton to score then?
Yes, yeah.
2-1. Warfare?
Apologies, I'm not sure what happened there. I'm going to say, and it's going to be a shock probably, 1-2.
Speak to Dan in a second about this. Podner?
3-2.
3-2. Beautiful. And Jace?
I'm going to go 2-2.
Fucking hell, Dan's not going to be liking this. I'm going 3-1. The history's saying 2-1 to Brighton. The last 3, the away team has actually won. And 2 of those 3, Brighton have won.
Are you going to what are you predicting?
3-1. So
What are you predicting, Steve-O?
I went 3-1 to Arsenal. Because Brighton are shattered. They're shot to pieces, and Arsenal are very, very good at home this season. I do think they're going to have some fun against Brighton if they do so. Danny, you there?
I'm here.
You've just heard myself predicting a comfortable victory for Arsenal. Dread not so. Podner, a high-scoring game. Jason, a high-scoring game. Warfare going in favour of history. Confident in this particular match as an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, I mean, the confidence is with us after the last 2 games, particularly beating Newcastle away. It'll be very interesting with that Everton Man City game, what happens there, because obviously that's before our game. You know, I'm not really expecting Everton to do anything, but it's kind of like your heart and your head. And Everton smashing Brighton 5-1 away. I'm like, are they warming up to give Man City the game of their lives? But I think I'm kind of just kidding myself a little bit. But yeah, going into this game, obviously we lost last season at home to Brighton, 2-1. Like you said, Brighton, obviously they sort of seem a bit short at the moment. I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, always back.
Never going to be
team.
plain sailing.
Yeah. On to your team now, Dredd. Leicester at home to Liverpool. What are you thinking on this?
I'm thinking. Oh, I think Liverpool will probably get a 1-0 win, 0-1 to Liverpool. There.
They seem to like them 1-0.
Yeah, they do. So does the form at the moment away at Leicester. Podner?
I think Liverpool are going to score 3, and Leicester will only be able to manage 1. That Liverpool, unfortunately, will give up.
Warfare?
Well, let's have some fun, shall we? 0-5.
Oh, wow. See, this is what we were talking about.
If that comes through, I will. I don't know what I would do.
Eat 40 donuts.
40 donuts, yeah. Jace?
1-0 to Liverpool.
1-0 to Liverpool. I'm going 3-1 like Podner. The history's going 3-1 to Liverpool. 4 times in the last 6, a team has scored 3 goals, including a 3-3. However, the home team across the last 6 has won. So in every single fixture across the last 6, the home team has won. Liverpool, although 4 of those matches have been at Liverpool, and they've won 4 out of the last 6. And we finally end on the final game of the week, which is on Wednesday or it's on Thursday, Dredd.
It's Thursday, yeah.
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday 18th, yeah.
Newcastle at home to Brighton. Warfare. Are we confident in this game for goals? Or is
Yes,
it gonna be...
yes, we are. 3-0. 3-0.
3-0 to Newcastle. Nice. Podner?
1-1.
Oh, come on, man. You just ruined it.
Dredd?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with high scoring game. Let's go with 3-2.
Jace?
2-1 to Newcastle.
That's exactly what I've gone with. 2-1 to Newcastle. History, though, is going with 1-1. There's been 2 0-0s across this fixture. There's also been 2 3-0s to Brighton. Newcastle have only won twice across the last 6. But there's also been a couple of red cards in this fixture, and both of them for Brighton. So you never know that this game could heat up. Right, on
Just
that.
need to take some painkillers, man. My knees really hurt.
Thanks for thanks for all that. Before we let each individual go, we'll ask them one quick question. We'll start with Warfare. Warfare, this double game week, the question will be for you: which asset do you think comes out on top? Most points, give or take.
I think it's going to be Callum Wilson. So I went with him as captain.
Excellent. Thank you for coming on, mate.
Thank you very much.
There's Warfare there. Dredd, question for you. If you were to go with a differential this week, whether it's Brighton or Newcastle, which one would you go for?
I'd go for Murphy.
Murphy?
Why
Murphy?
I don't know. I just you asked me a question. That's the guy that popped into my head.
That's all we want to hear. Dredd, it's been a pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you, Dredd.
Podner, the one question for you. So you're predicting for Newcastle across these 2 fixtures here to score 4 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Of the 4 goals, who's going to get the most? As in, which player do you think is going to score the most of those 4 goals?
I think it'll be spread. But I think Dredd was looking at my squad, and that's why he said Murphy. So I wouldn't doubt that perhaps Murphy gets a couple.
Wow. Jacob Murphy, my free hit hero. Do I go with him, this free hit then? Transfer, sorry.
Sure, why not?
There we are. Podner, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you,
You
Podner.
too. And now we're left with the original three. Dan, you all set for double game week 37?
Not at all, mate. Not at all. No.
Thanks for coming on. See you later. How come you're here? We never see you in a live stream. Is it just an ideal time for you?
Well, I mean, I had to get that classic line in. I just literally just went on YouTube. I just sat on my bed and I was thinking, oh, we'll listen to some podcast. I was like, oh, you guys are streaming. So I didn't know you were streaming. So it was just a happy coincidence that you popped up. And I was like, oh, let's tune in and see what the guys are saying.
So you've got 3 Brighton, 1 Newcastle, and one of your third Brighton players, which is March, will definitely not be playing against Leeds. That's not confirmed, but it's almost certainly won't be playing. So you're down to 3.5 players this game week. Are you going to be breaking the bank to be bringing in the Newcastle assets?
I could still use a wild card because I still am using a wild card.
Jace, what do you think of that?
What's that?
That Dan's still got his blasted wild card.
Wow, I think he's just left it a bit late, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask him.
No, to be honest with you, I gave up on the season a few games ago, so I've been kind of.
Where are you in the game week? Where are you in the game at the moment?
Well, like in the context of the Tour Bear Elite, I'm like 11th.
All right.
So I'm just sort of like hanging
You're
on.
doing
I mean,
well, Dan. You were doing really, really
I
well.
was doing. The thing is, Jace, listen. At the end of the day, every season I can do this. Like I do really well, and then like last season my team got hacked, and this season I forgot to set my team twice. So I've only got myself to blame really. And after that point, I just got frustrated, and since then it's just been like plodding along, doing all right with a few game weeks. But yeah, so I was speaking about it in the pub with the guy that's top of the league the other day, and I said, well, I might just do it just for a laugh, really, because I haven't got much to lose.
Go for it. Have a bit of fun with the game, you know? Have a bit of fun. I mean, a lot of people are saying that it's not been that great of an FPL season. So just have a bit of fun. Go for some really out there differential picks and captaincy options, and just play out the last few game weeks.
Yeah, exactly, man.
With the Newcastle games, what are you expecting against Leeds and Brighton then?
I think at this stage of the season, you got to think about what teams are playing for, and obviously Newcastle focused on the top 4 and that, and they want to come back. I mean, they didn't play bad against us, to be honest with you. That game they could have won. Really, they hit the post twice. Although Brian Clough would have said that's bad shooting, but you know they had other opportunities as well. So, to be honest with you, I'm expecting 2 wins really, and you know obviously defensively at home this season they've been so strong. So, yeah, I mean obviously Callum Wilson, that I can't remember who said it before, mentioned was actually the first name that popped in my head as a captaincy pick, and I think it'll be interesting really to see, and obviously Isaac as well, just to see out of all the typical picks which one will come good.
Balls Deep is asking, thanks for the awesome content once more. If you can only afford Casado or Buenanote for Brighton, would you bring in the third midfielder? The answer is no. I'd rather, if anything of a differential from Brighton, I'd be bringing in what's his name? Enciso. If you want to bring in a third,
You don't need to bring in the third.
But yeah, I agree with Jace. You don't need to bring in a third Brighton. They're shattered.
Thank you,
Brighton
Andre.
are absolutely shattered, and I expect against Arsenal them to be just walked all over personally, and then against Newcastle it's just going to be, look, we just don't want to lose here, and that's why I do genuinely expect potentially a Newcastle clean sheet, and that's why I'm really, really not potentially having a defender. But I think I've kind of made my mind up regarding.
Steve, did you just base that off obviously this crazy result against Everton, which when I saw it the next day, I just was gobsmacked, because obviously before that, smash Wolves 6-0, beat Man United 1-0. Is that where it's just coming from, Brighton? Or...
No. It's actually watching them that they look. It's like Man United. They look absolutely shot to pieces. They're knackered. They play. I don't know how many games they've actually played, but Brighton of late. If I just bring up their fixtures here, okay, they had a really, really easy game against Wolves. That smash and grab against Man United. I can't even remember that game. What happened in that game again?
They got a penalty, didn't they? The 96th minute. It was this time last week.
That's right. Yeah. So really that should have been 0-0 after that, like I said, 6-0 battering of Wolves. They lost 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. They drew with Man United 0-0 in the Cup. They beat Chelsea, but then again, Chelsea, we're going to lose that because they're just terrible at home. They lost that 2-1. They lose to Tottenham 2-1. They beat Bournemouth away 2-0. But yeah, I just think Brighton are just shot at the moment. And I just expect Arsenal to just absolutely roll them over and tickle them, if I'm honest with you. I expect it to be a very, very, very comfortable victory for Arsenal, if Arsenal perform the way they should be. And then by the time it gets round to Thursday, it's going to be, I think personally, mass rotation. In fact, people like me who own Steele are worried because I don't think Steele plays both games. I think he gets benched in one of them. Yeah, I think there's going to be mass rotation in one of these two, but it's probably going to be the Newcastle game, if anything, because the injuries are now coming in for Brighton.
Small squad, isn't it, as well? And obviously they've we nicked Trussard off them in January and whatnot, and then, but they've done well this season. I'd say like Brighton is like, obviously apart from my side, my team of the season.
I mean, Balls Deep saying the heads will be down there exhausted. Harry Dawson, I agree, Steve, both United and Brighton haven't looked great. I mean, Man United have looked absolutely pants.
Steve, if you're going to continue talking about it, I must just hop off and finish it after. No, we can wrap up. I was in a lot of pain at the moment. So
that's fine. We can wrap up, mate. In fact, you can wrap up and then we can get out of here.
Yeah, sorry about this. I'm just need to go and get some anti-inflammatories, so my knee's killing. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have Dan back on. I'm sorry that I'm not feeling up to staying on for much longer, but maybe Dan, you have to join Steve-O maybe one Saturday afternoon. Do the old school reactions to the games as they come in. As I'm walking, I can listen to you and him talking about it. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it. So does Steve-O, and we'll be back Saturday afternoon. And you can probably expect, I think I will be free, well and good. I might be free to just do the Man City game on the Sunday, because Brentford, West Ham are playing then as well. But certainly that, or the Leicester Liverpool game. It'll be either the Man City Everton game on the Sunday or the Leicester Liverpool game. I need to find out what the plan is with the other half first. All right, cheers guys. Thank you for tuning in, and hit the subscribe button, the like button if you haven't already done so. Take care. Wave.
Thought I saw you